Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with another review on the Death Guard Codex, and now it's time to review the fast attack. We have done up to now the HQ together with Mortarion, then I did the troops, the elite, and now it's time for the fast attack. And we start with a model, one of the new models from the Death Guard, that is the FOETID BLOAT-DRONE. It was coming in the Dark Imperium with one of the configurations, and here we have the three different configurations. So, a FOETID BLOAT-DRONE have a movement variable depending on the wounds from 10 to 6, have a weapon skill and ballistic skill 4, the strength can change from 6 to 4, have toughness 7, 10 wounds, attacks will change from 3 to 1, leadership 8, and 3 plus save. It's equipped with a heavy blight, can be equipped with a heavy blight launcher that is assault, so not two heavy blight launchers, if I'm not wrong. This one can replace the plague splitters with a heavy, one heavy blight launcher that is assault 6. Can have two plague splitter, that is the original, or can change also by a flash mower, that is to make it, sorry, to make it close combat. Or stronger in close combat. So the plague weapon, each time a FOETID BLOAT-DRONE makes, it can make 6 additional attacks. So it's it's making him really a machine, a blending machine for close combat. So here we have 3 options. I think the 3 are quite valid. All depend on what is the purpose you want to give to the FOETID BLOAT-DRONE. The heavy blight launcher is not a bad weapon neither. Assault 6, if you don't have penalizer, you can even advance. I should be just -1, and you have a strength 6 -2 D3 damage. So it means all the weapons are plague weapons. It means that you roll once. The also is quite resilient, with the disgustingly resilient, being demonic with 5 plus invulnerable, the toughness 7, 3 plus armor, and when it's reduced to 0 wounds, it's exploding, and each unit it's causing 1 mortal wound. So I think that the 3 options are quite useful, but I will say my 2 favorite maybe will be the one that is not coming in the Dark Imperium. So I will use him as a shooting platform, but you have, with assault 6, it's not a bad option, and 36, so you can be quite out of range of most of the weapons and keep shooting to the enemy. Remember that a lot of this army have already close combat, so you will need some supporting units. The plague splitter is like having 2 heavy flamers, more or less. Okay, it's not that bad neither. It's a heavy flamer that is losing strength. And the flash mower is really a close combat killing machine. But I will say maybe my favorite configuration will be to use it as a shooting from the distance. If we look at the points, the FOETID BLOAT-DRONE is costing 99 points, and then it depends on the heavy on the weapon we put. If we put the heavy blight launcher, it's plus 30, is 134. With the plague splitter, it's 116, so a little bit much cheaper. And with the flash mower, it's even cheaper. It's 111. So I will say, yeah, the 3 options are quite useful. This is also a vehicle that can help you to hold objectives that are quite far and give a little bit of mobility. So I really like the FOETID BLOAT-DRONE. I have to say I like it more, for example, than the Dreadnought, because it's giving this mobility that we are missing on the army. The next option we have on the fast attack is the mythic BLIGHT-HAULERS. Okay, this is like a small walking things. It have a standard equipment, so it's armed with a missile launcher, multi-melta, bile spurt, and gnashing mode. So, but it's giving him an excellent distance shooting. So the only problem I see on this guy is that the shooting abilities have all different range. So you have the frag missile, this 48 inches. Then you have the multi-melter that is 24, and then you have the violet spurt that is 12. On top you have the close combat. So, but I have to say, first of all, I will take him before taking a dreadnought. So this guy, although he's on fast attack, is competing clearly with the dreadnought. And while in fast attack, we only my only two options. Sorry, the two options I see more viable are this and the FOETID BLOAT-DRONE. I have to say that this guy I like quite a lot. It will go for 145 points or something like that. I just calculated, and yeah, you will have a good long distance shooting that is quite versatile between the missile, the frag, and the crack missile. You will have a good anti-vehicle with the multi-melter. Together with the crack missile, you can have a good anti-vehicle platform shooting. And then it's not bad in close combat with 3 attacks. It's not going to be a strength 6, -2 IP, and 1 damage. So it can defense against infantry. So I will play him more as a tactical medium distance shooting weapon, and try to protect him from the close combat, because he will be very good in the shooting. So it will give this supporting fire that you need for the rest of the unit. So use the close combat, the more specialized combat units for the close combat, and while these are approaching, use the mythic BLIGHT-HAULERS as some supporting fire. Sorry. It has disgustingly resilient, and it also have demonic save, so making him quite resilient as well to the enemy shooting. It's also giving, and I think this ability is quite interesting, the Putrescent Fog is giving cover save to the Death Guard units that are within 7 inches of the mythic BLIGHT-HAULER. I guess he's also winning that, so means that suddenly he's going to have 2+ save most of the time, unless the enemy weapon is ignoring cover saves or cover bonuses. He's also exploding, okay, as all the vehicles. Is street track. This unit does not suffer penalty for moving and fighting heavy weapons, what is also very interesting. And full stange, enemy units must subtract 1 from the hit rolls that target this unit in the fight phase, what makes him even more resilient in the close combat. So I have to say, I will avoid to put him in close combat. I think you will take more benefit trying to use him as a shooting platform. But as different as other vehicles, if he is engaged in combat, he is not useless. He will still have these 3 attacks, hitting force, strength 6, -2, and on top will give -1 to the enemy. This means that the standard Space Marine with a power fist is hitting him on 5s, what makes him quite also is adding to the resiliency, because on top then you will have the 5+ invulnerable save and the disgustingly resilient against the wounds that managed to do. So making him quite difficult to wound at the end. I guess he's more susceptible to how it's called this, to saturation. Then we have more traditional units on the fast attack. We have the Chaos Spawn. Chaos Spawn is quite a cheap option. Be aware that it does not have disgustingly resilient. It's Death Guard. Is not a demon normally, the Chaos Spawn, and so will not have the model save, but it's only costing 33 points. So if you have these 30 points that you don't know what to do, Chaos Spawn is always, useful to grab some objective or to entertain some enemy units in the close combat. He's Death Guard, so he will benefit from all the benefits that the Death Guard is receiving. So from the other characters and from the, for example, from the what we have seen before with the Mythic Howler, okay, the Myphitic BLIGHT-HAULER. So he will benefit, for example, from the Putrescent Frog, but he will benefit as well from all the other benefits that we have for the Death Guard and also from the different death guard options. So it's not bad. The weapon is quite strong, so you have to think them as a close combat unit, very cheap 4 wounds, but they are not amazing. So with the 5+ save and so on, it's not that difficult to kill them. So they have strength 5 and toughness 5. So it's quite a cheap. I think for me it's a cheap option that it's useful to have some to go for some objectives. And I think normally I like to put them alone and just do as an entertaining thing for the enemy, so to sink some of the shooting of the enemy. And finally we have the BLIGHT-DRONEs. These are the plague bears that goes on top of the big flies, and they are again another close combat melee unit. Of course they have the death heads, that is a 12, assault 2, strength 4. So this is but I think they are really designed for the close combat where they are going to excel most of the time. They are quite fast, and I think it's important to have some of these fast units because most of the army of the Death Guard army is going to be quite slow. So I think it's important to put some of the of the fast attack units. Of course, they have all the options from demons. I will not go into detail. Mainly, you have to think them as a close combat unit that it's quite fast. Let me check just how much points they cost. They cost 34 points, so they cost the same as a spawn. Okay, and you have to take a minimum of 3, so you will spend 100 points for a unit. That is not that expensive, and I think it's also another good option to cover the battlefield. So if I have to choose my top 3 again on this, on position 3 I will keep choosing the spawn. I have to say the 4 options we have on fast attacks are quite viable and quite feasible, so any of the options can be good. But I will say as a third option, the chaos spawn, to be this close combat annoying thing, a little bit of this small disrupting unit that more than being skilly is more a pain on the neck for the enemy. You have to pay some attention and sink some shooting on him for a thing that costs 33 points. And if the enemy is not paying attention, you can hold objective and you can you can kill this last guy from a squad, something like that. I will put second option, the FOETID BLOAT-DRONE from the fast attack. I will put it maybe with the heavy blight launcher or with the flash mower. All depends on what you need. I think, yeah, maybe we can go with the flash mower and support some of your close combat units. Again, something that can go fast, and any of the options are quite good. So it's something that it's quite resilient with the 5+ invulnerable save and the disgusting resilient. And I think the best option here on the fast attack is the mythic BLIGHT-HAULERs, and having this on the Death Guard, I think this is taking the place really of the Hellbrutes. I think the Death Guard, the mythic BLIGHT-HAULERs play better the role of the Hellbrutes here on the Death Guard. He have all the rules that we expect from Death Guard, that disgusting resilient. On top he has the demonic saves, making him quite much more resilient than the Hellbrute. Have a good shooting, is not useless in close combat, and also have the Death Guard keyword, what makes him eligible for all the different type of boosts that we can have. So these are the different options, and of course I will use him as a supporting fire for the rest of the units advancing to the close combat and to the objective. It's quite fast as well, it's not losing the speed over the time with the wounds. This is why I like this over the drone. You can go and hold objective. You can take one of the back objectives and just use it as a missile launcher shooting. You can go more to the midterm and then benefit as well from the multi-melta, and you can go close to the enemy and use all the firepower. So it's quite versatile. Have different options and give options as well on the battlefield. So these are my review on the fast attack. And now I am looking forward to know your opinion. That's all for now. I hope you have liked this video. Give a like if you have liked it. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.